Can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers keep up their winning ways while also dealing with some injuries against another team that is really hurt in their own right? Well, let's talk about it. Shout out to Sleeper, by the way. More on them a little bit later on in this video, folks. So, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have themselves another matchup versus the San Francisco 49ers. They just got done beating the division rival of the 49ers, Seattle Seahawks. They did a very good job in that game. It was an absolute war in terms of scoring points and whatnot. By the way, the Bucs are 7th in the NFL in points scored per game with 27. Not bad at all, in my opinion. They're 4-1. The Bucs are kind of cooking. They are allowing 26.4 points per game, which is 23rd out of 32 teams in the NFL. But given all the injuries, hey, still cooking at 4-1, right? But they're facing a team in the San Francisco 49ers who are honestly the opposite. They are scoring 21.2 points per game, which is 22nd in the NFL, but they're only allowing 19.6 points per game, which is 6th in the NFL. So this might very well be a scenario of Bucs good offense versus 49ers good defense, and just seeing who wins at the end of the day, because these two teams are literally like mirror opposites of each other in terms of what they've been able to do this year. So I'm going to be very curious to see what is going on in this upcoming game. Now, whenever we talk about the Bucs offense versus the 49ers defense, look, you're obviously going to be looking at Emeka Egbuka going out there and really doing some good work. I mean, for goodness sakes, the guy has 445 receiving yards this year and 5 receiving touchdowns. The number 2 guy on the Bucs roster right now for receiving yards is Bucky Irving with 193. Sterling Shepard is 3rd with 191. Now, that is because of injuries, obviously, but still, it's kind of crazy the amount of usage Egbuka is getting. Before we dive deeper into it, though, I do want to say shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of this channel. If you guys do use the code MrBucs, you will get a 100% match up to $100. Also, whenever you sign up, you get $20 for free. What? I like free money. I'm sure you guys do as well. So guys, make sure you go download the Sleeper app today and enjoy football the way it was meant to be. That's together. Now, back to what I was talking about regarding this team. Look, for the Bucs, I think you really have to utilize what stars you have left, because again, Mike Evans is going to be out, Godwin is going to be out, Bucky's going to be out. So utilize the guys that you do have. That's Emeka Egbuka. That is a little bit of Sterling Shepard. Hey, Tez Johnson had a very solid week last week. Use him a little bit more as well. He's going to probably be your 3rd wide receiver in this upcoming game. Rachaad White has 149 rushing yards this year and 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 of which were last week against the Seahawks. He should be getting more playing time and should be getting a lot of opportunities in this upcoming game as well. Those are the guys that you have to rely on. Now, for the 49ers defense, let's talk about that, because there have been a lot of different guys who have had to step up for the 49ers. The big one, Nick Bosa, is not available. He has a torn ACL. That is huge. He had 2 sacks through 3 games, and he's out, man. That is a really big deal for this matchup. Now, their other star pass rusher, Bryce Huff, is still there. He has 3 sacks so far through 5 games. So he is going to be a guy certainly worth paying attention to and being, wary of. Now, the 49ers only have 5 sacks through 6 sacks through 5 games so far this year. That's towards the bottom of the NFL. So I think if you're the Bucs, you need to take advantage of that. Maybe that means you can let plays develop more. Maybe that means you do need to get the ball out maybe a little bit quicker. I'm not 100% sure yet, but obviously having Nick Bosa be out is huge. Maybe that will help out in terms of letting plays be able to develop a little bit more. Maybe it helps out with the run game and things along those lines. Right now, they're big tackles for loss types of guys. Well, it's Bryce Huff. He had 4. It was Nick Bosa who had 4 as well. So again, these guys are banged up on the defensive side. They're missing their all-star pass rusher, right? The Bucs need to take as much advantage of that as they possibly can. Of course, Fred Warner's still there, and Fred Warner's an absolute beast. I mean, he has 2 forced fumbles this year, 50 combined tackles, 28 solo. I mean, he leads the 49ers in a lot of stats this year, and he's in the absolute prime of his career. He is still an absolute beast. So the Bucs do need to be very wary about him. Demordier Lennar is another player worth paying attention to, maybe being a little bit worried about. Now, the 49ers also don't have any interceptions interceptions this year either. So they are definitely like a bend but don't break type of defense where I think they're forcing a lot of punts. They're not getting a ton of takeaways, so to speak. They have forced a lot of fumbles, to be fair. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fumbles recovered. So they've been forcing a lot of fumbles this year, but interceptions, they have a goose egg right now. So again, maybe that's something you can take advantage of if you are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the offensive side of the ball. Now, for the Buccaneers defense versus the 49ers offense, well, Brock Purdy's not playing in this game. They are down to Mac Jones, who's really playing good, by the way. He's 3-0 right now. Did you ever think that Mac Jones was going to be 3-0, at this point in his career? I certainly didn't, but he's playing really good. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 905 passing yards. Mac Jones is kind of cooking, man, but you need to put pressure on him. You need to make him uncomfortable, rattle him a little bit, and just get after him. So again, I know I say this every week, Yaya Diaby, Hassan Reddick, please do something. I beg of you, please. So Mac Jones is the starting quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's still here, and he's far and away the lifeblood of this offense. I mean, he's their leading rusher with 282 rushing yards this year. He's their leading receiver with 387 receiving yards as well, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Clamp down Christian McCaffrey as much as you humanly can. And I think that's the key to stopping this Niners offense, right? Like, get Levante David, heck, double cover McCaffrey if you need to. He really is the lifeblood. Ricky Pearsall's not playing in this game. He's their number 2 wide receiver. Kendrick Bourne is still a threat. 229 receiving yards this year. He had a good game last week. He had over 100 receiving yards. Jake Tongs, the backup tight end, because George Kittle's not playing in this game, 166 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Also kind of look out for Jawan Jennings. He had 129 yards and 1 touchdown, but he is also dealing with an injury also. But again, the lifeblood of this offense is Christian McCaffrey. You need to stop Christian McCaffrey to have the best chance of stopping this 49ers offense. That is pretty much, the main point to make. So that's kind of it for that battle. I'm looking at Levante David, maybe turn back the clock a little bit because he has been playing a bit rough this year. Pass rushers, please get after Mac Jones. He's been sacked 5 times through 3 games this year. Get after him. Please get after him. The Niners have allowed 7 sacks through 5 games. If you can get 1 or 2, that's fine. That's all I need. Just rattle the quarterback. Get some pressure. Get some, force bad decisions. And just bring down Mac Jones, please. I beg of you. Finally, folks, just kind of talking about the storylines of this upcoming game. The 49ers have a pretty good recent history versus the Buccaneers. In fact, just kind of taking a look back, the 49ers lead the series against the Bucs 21-7. That is how often the Niners have beat the Bucs. The last time these two teams played, the Buccaneers lost in 2024, and they also lost in 2023, and they lost in 2022. And they lost in 2019, but they won in 2018, which was good. But the past 4 times the Niners have won. Now, that could tell you, hey, the Bucs are due for a win. And maybe they are. We're going to have to wait and see. But let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this game. Do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win? What do you think the score is going to be? Let me know. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.